everybody. Hey, hey, hey. As you're coming on, say hi. Love to know you're here. Love to know who's joining me. I was going to go to the beach, but if you have a look at Mother Nature, I think she's got other ideas for me this afternoon. I think it's about to absolutely pour with rain. So I didn't want to be caught at the beach all wet. So I decided to do it from my fixed abode, my villa, because I just didn't want to get wet. Hey Kylie, how are you, beautiful? Thanks for joining me. I'm excited about our call tomorrow. Yay! How are you, beautiful? I'm just checking. Just making sure I'm in the right group. You know how I like to do that. Okay. So I was just saying that I'm doing it. Oh, thank you. I actually felt really tired this morning, like it was a big 24-hour journey from Singapore. I wish I'd actually stayed a bit longer, and yeah, I sort of couldn't really sleep very well last night. And then hustle to get here today, and yeah, thank you, beautiful. And now I'm super excited. Super excited. Okay, so I'm gonna get into it. This is my exciting news. It's really friggin' exciting. I'd like to swear if I could. It's really fucking exciting. I've been working on this. Can you hear me all right? I'm guessing yes. I've been working on this now for, well, it kept coming into my mind in the last sort of year and a half. Been working on it a lot. Internally, obviously. Oh, cool. Thank you, darling. As I said, guys, if you're coming on, say hi. I'm just going to get into the flow of it, and I'll stop every now and again and have a look. And if you're watching the replay, let me know that you've been here. Say hi and let me know you've been here. And let me know what sort of a day you have. That would be really freaking cool. I know somebody else has just joined. So as I said, I was going to go to the beach, but Mother Nature, it's looking like it might rain, so I didn't want to be halfway in on it and, and get wet. Veronica, what's it like up in Ubud, hun? It's looking like it's going to pour here. Too much rain the last few weeks, last week, I tell you. Okay. So I'm going to get into it. So I have, as I said, some really, like, this is something that is so close to my heart. It's just, it's crazy. It's something I have been wanting to do. I've been dreaming about doing. I've been thinking about doing. And then it just has all sort of happened at the right time. It just seems to be absolutely flowed in at the right time, and it's something that's really close to my heart, really close to my heart. Now, and it's probably one of the most phenomenal things I've ever done. It really is. It's really next level, and I know that I needed to be the person I am today to be able to actually deliver this and to actually do it. So I just tell you that how I got to envision this, and how I got to where I am to sort of know that I was called to do it. My partner and I were sitting at home probably we've been in Bali now nearly 2 years. So it was probably just under 2 years ago, probably 2 years ago actually. Oh my God, probably 2 years ago. That's pretty phenomenal. And we were sitting, we'd been to Byron Bay, and we'd been on a trip. And we'd stayed at a beautiful friend of ours, Kylie's. She was away, and we'd stayed at her phenomenal place up on the hill in Byron Bay. And we were supposed to be moving to Sunshine Coast. And I remember saying to Neil, And we already had a house and everything, like we'd all, a rental, because we were actually going to buy, so we were just getting a short-term rental. And I looked at my partner and I said, what are we doing? What are we doing? And he said, what do you mean? Like I was freaking crazy. And I said, why are we settling right now? Why? I feel like something's missing. I feel like I'm not complete. I'm not whole. I'm not ready to stop. I'm not ready to sit. I'm not ready to create a life here because I don't fully know who I am. I always felt like something was missing. Like something was missing. I mean, I just left my job. I was a highly paid entrepreneur. I was doing so well in that field. Everything, money was flowing in. Everything was great. I was at that stage where I was in alignment. But what I found that kept happening, and it was like I was on a roller coaster. I kept going and going and going and going and going, and everything would be great. And then it would just dip, and then I'd go and go and go and go, and everything great. And in the dips, it wasn't self-sabotage or overwhelm. It was almost like I was trying to get to my upper level, but something was missing. Something was missing, and I didn't know what it was. There was a part of me that wasn't there. It was almost like I kept doing the term of insanity, the same thing, expecting a different result. There was something inside of me missing, and I didn't know what it was. And I had done a shitload of personal development. Like, I had spent the last 3 years going from completely broken to where I was. I mean, most of you know my story, and I'm not going to get into my story on this because that's not what it's about. It's about that I was sitting in the place after I had done all this work on myself, and I felt really good. Don't get me wrong. I was in a really, really good place emotionally, physically, mentally, but something was missing. Something was missing, and I didn't know what it was. And I remember sitting there and I said to Neil, this just isn't in alignment. This isn't in alignment. It really isn't. And I'd done a lot of personal development, but I hadn't done a lot of mindset work. So I didn't really understand a lot about the mind, how it worked, how it really controlled, how you could create your lifestyle, any of manifesting, anything like that, I didn't understand at a deep level. And I remember sitting there and he said, you know what, I agree. And it was seriously the quickest conversation. It was probably over within, I reckon, 10 minutes. We ascertained that there was something right. He sort of felt the same way. He was like, I can feel that you keep pulling back in our life. And I don't want that. And one minute I'd be all in, yeah, let's do this. The next minute I'd be like, oh no, something's missing. And I'd be go, 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 go. And it was almost like I was trying to create this missing piece with everything else in my life, with my business, with my relationship, with everything else. And I thought that moving just to the Sunshine Coast is what I needed. And then I remember having this massive realization that it wasn't. It was actually the worst thing we could do. So I shit you not, within 10 minutes we had this conversation. And it was pretty much like, it went like this. He'll laugh when he watches this, because I do now. It went like, well, sure, what do we do? Well, let's go overseas. Okay, sure, where do we go? I don't know, let's go Bali. It was that quick and that easy, and it felt right. I didn't know what I was doing. I did have parts of me going, oh my God, am I trying to find that missing thing again by just moving to a different location? Or am I just sort of gliding over something that I know that's there and I don't know how to get through it? I was just so friggin' blocked. I was so blocked to what was going on. I didn't know. And because I didn't know how to do the inner work on myself, I didn't know how to get to the other side. But this felt right. It felt right. So we packed up our house, our 5-bedroom house, and our beautiful, beautiful gym. Like, Neil had a massive CrossFit gym set up there because he was doing some personal training at the time. We'd both done our certificate. He went a little bit further and became fully qualified. And that's what we were going to do. We were going to do that in the Sunshine Coast. He was going to open a CrossFit box. And we packed the whole lot up. We bought a container, and that container still sits at the back of our house. We rented out our house, and we moved to Bali. And I remember having all the anxiety, all the fear, Or the, oh my God, what the hell are we doing? Have we done the right thing? Is this the right thing for us? And right up until that moment that I stepped on Bali soil, I was panicking. I was panicking. I was having panic attacks. I was, oh my God, what the hell are we doing? We'd come so fast. I actually ended up, I now know I created this. I ended up in hospital with, they thought it was a bladder infection, but it was my appendix. Now, that was, was it 4 weeks? It was 4 weeks. It was right when we were in the middle of day 2 of packing up our stuff. It was 4 weeks before we had to leave, before we'd booked our flights and we were coming here. It was just, it was the worst timing. So Neil had to do all the packing up himself. And I was still recovering when I came here, which is just, you know, anybody would probably actually decide that they weren't coming. But I just knew I had a calling. And yeah, I was freaking out, freaking out, freaking out. The minute, this actually makes me quite emotional. The minute I stepped onto Bali soil, I knew I'd done the right thing. It was like an energy I have never felt before. It was like I knew I was going to find that missing piece of me. And it wasn't Bali itself, but I knew that I had come to the right place that was going to awaken me, that was going to open me up. Sorry, I just remember that day so well. It was the day I surrendered. It was the day I surrendered. And we went into Seminyak, into our little villa that we'd got for a few weeks before we found out. Well, actually, we weren't. Well, we sort of were. We were going to stay here for 6 months. That was 18 months ago. I remember all this happened in 2 months. Like, all this happened within 2 months. And I felt myself surrender. I felt myself open up. I felt myself let go. I felt myself, how do I put this? Stopping trying to be in control and trying to always control the outcome, to find that outcome. I found myself, I wasn't searching. I wasn't always searching for the next best thing, or for the thing that I thought was going to complete me, or for the thing that I thought that was lost in me. I actually surrendered. I stopped and I surrendered. And I stopped living in the shoulds and the coulds and the what ifs. I completely surrendered and I breathed. I breathed. It was like I'd taken my first breath in I don't know how many years. I don't know how many years. It's like I was finally breathing from deep down here. Bali's a really, really spiritual place. It's a place that they reckon it's like Puerto Rico. It's got a part to it that has an energy that is nothing you will ever feel before. Nothing you'll ever feel. And I knew I had come home. This was going to be my home. And Neil and I looked at each other. He'll laugh again when he watches this. And he said to me, "This is not for 6 months, babe." And I went, "You know what? It's not." And I knew I was going on a journey. And then for the next probably year and a half, I really discovered who I was. Because I surrendered and I let myself, I let it happen. And I finally found that missing piece. That missing piece that I was always trying to constantly search for, constantly try to find. It was like I'd got off that fucking roller coaster of life. Yeah, it still has its dips, ups and downs, but now that I've found my inner love, my inner peace, my inner being, I actually found my femininity. So how you say it, femininity? I felt my feminine side. I was always living in my masculine. For me, that was the part for me that was missing. I thought I had to be strong all the time. I always thought I had to be in control. Control. I never went to that place. And my friend Rosa, And this was only a few months ago that I actually discovered my feminine side. And I remember ringing her, I actually messaged her, and she got on the phone to me, and she's a beautiful woman. If you ever have any blocks in your chakras or anything like that, Rosa will just sort you out. And over the phone, she did an exercise with me. Oh God, I'm going to get emotional again. And we worked out that I was living in my masculine, and I knew that, but what had happened is that my feminine had never been allowed out because of all the trauma I'd had, for all the things that had happened to me. It was never allowed out. I was always living in the blame, shame, and guilt. So I would never play in that area. I wouldn't go and wallow in my femininity and have fun and do my nails and get my hair done and worry about how I looked and all that sort of thing. I never let the feminine come out. So I was always constantly in the struggle of my creative, trying to create, power. And I never surrendered. So I'm just going to go on and see if anyone's got any comments. Say hi if you're coming on, guys. It's all right, Veronica. See you, beautiful. You can come back on and watch the replay, honey. Sorry, it was going to be a quick one, but I sort of once I get in the flow, there's just no go. There's no stopping for me. Thank you so much for joining me, beautiful. I hope Ubud's not raining. I hope it's beautiful up there. I'll see you soon, all right? If you come on, guys, say hi, please. I'd love to know that you're on. Yeah, so I just hadn't surrendered. And it's funny because now I look back and I think that I had partially done that when I came here. I realized there was something missing, and I started really allowing and understanding that I didn't have to control, and I could actually get to that next level of me without living in the struggle and the victim mindset and all the things I had going on in my mind. And then I realized I had really connected to my purpose. I had so connected to my purpose. I was living in my purpose. I was my purpose. It's crazy. It was really crazy. I realized that I was here to help women do what happened to me, and that was my purpose. I had gone through everything I had. I'd gone through the drugs, the alcohol, the abuse, the molesting, everything. I had gone through everything to be living right now in this very moment in the divine self that I am, in that next level. I had finally pushed through my upper limit. Finally. And we never get there. But I just kept going and going and going, and I always will. But I realized that I had finally connected to my purpose. I'd always helped people, but I had never realized with such a strong degree, with my soul and my heart and passion, that this is what I was meant to be doing. This is where I was supposed to be. So it really wasn't until I fully decided to be vulnerable. I think vulnerability is one of the key things I did after surrendering and actually taking the control of it. Because when you're in your masculine, you always think you're in control. Yeah, I got vulnerable with myself. And I did the work. Oh my God, I did the work. Like the real deep mindset work. The work where I released so much that was going on inside of me that I had breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. I was an emotional mess for a year. But what I realized as well, and this is the biggest key thing for me, is that I was coaching women to do the same. What I was doing in my business was it was like I was coaching people that were just like me. That were constantly living in their struggle and their victim. They were in a place where sorry, I just got distracted. There's a cat that just walked across the thing. I was constantly living in the struggle of not knowing who I was, of thinking that life had to be hard. And then when I realised that I was attracting, which you do, I mean, it's the law of attracting, women like myself, and I'd watch them go through similar things to me, and I'd watch them say things that I had said 2, 4, 6, 8 years ago. And then I found them breaking through at such a rapid speed, what I had been through. I knew that I needed to do what I'm about to do. I needed to bring it. I need to shift these women faster. They didn't need to go through the long journey that I'd gone through. They could go through it at such a fast. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted. I need to get up and move. They could go through it at such a fast space, you know, and time. Sorry, one of my staff has just arrived and they're distracting me. They can't really speak English, but you never know. Not that it really matters, but they're moving around and they'll start talking to me. I know they will. Sorry, guys, that was really bad timing. I knew that what it had taken me, as I said, 4, 6 years to get to, I could help women do at such a rapid space. And I've gone out and I have found other women to link arms with in special areas that I don't know, as in sexuality. That's not my speciality. Sexuality, more spiritual. I've got some phenomenal women that are going to be there with me and stand beside me and zoom in and really accelerate the women that come. So let me get into it, because it's just, oh, who's here? Make sure you say hi, guys, if you're coming on. Hey, Sam. Hey, Ali. I'm sorry if I don't say your name properly. Is it Hamid? I love your name. Where are you from, beautiful? I still haven't got my glasses on. Hey, Sam. Hey, Emma. Now listen, I'm not too sure how long you've been on, because what I do when I'm in the flow is I just completely switch off to whoever's on. So if anyone that's coming on now, please watch the replay, because it explains how I got to this very choice and this decision that I made, and it's yeah, it'll make you totally understand. Sorry, I need to grab something. So, to my big news. If you haven't guessed already, it's in Bali. And I am doing a luxury retreat in Bali. Now, it's going to be myself, and I'm also, as I said, bringing in some other women that are real, oh my God, they're just the most beautiful women. They're specialists in what they do as well. And yeah, which you'll be meeting them, because I'm going to bring them on here and interview them. So yep, it's called Release and Rise. It's in April. It's extremely limited. The villa I have found is just, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's obviously only got a certain amount of beds. And I want to make this limited as well, because it's a place where women are going to come and they're going to do exactly what I just spoke about in the live stream. They're going to surrender, and they're just going to rise. They're going to release and rise. We're going to go to Ubud, and we're going to do the special, the waterfalls. I think you've probably seen my photos. We're going to see a Balinese healer, which is the most... Ali, you've done it. What is that experience like? It's next level phenomenal. Cured my anxiety. He cured my anxiety. It was like a 10-minute session, and I haven't had one panic attack since. Actually, Emma, you've done it as well, haven't you, beautiful? Yeah, release and rise, because that's what it is. That's what I came to Bali and did. That's the whole crux of it. I came to Bali, I surrendered, I just realised I've got a skirt on. I surrendered, I released, I got vulnerable, and I've risen. I've risen. It's a special place, Bali. It's such a special place, and you ladies that have been here, there's just something, the minute you step off that plane, it's like you go, I don't know what it is. I'm going to cry again. This place just makes me so emotional. It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. It's a place that I've actually finally connected to my heart chakra. I've never sat in my heart chakra before. I've always sat in my head. And it's really special, which is another reason why I've chosen to have it here. I could have it anywhere in the world. I could be doing this anywhere in the world, but Bali has just, it's been my calling. And now I know why, when I look back 2 years ago and we sat there, I knew I was absolutely shit scared, but I knew that I needed to come to Bali. Bali was the place I needed to be. And now I know why. Now I know why. Oh, come back, Ali. It's just your soul, yeah. I reckon that almost when you leave Bali, a little bit of your soul stays here. So you got to come back. So I'm not going to give you all the information on it. It is really about surrendering to the feminine you. It's luxury accommodation. It's going to be organic food. It's going to be... There's going to be a shitload of pampering. There's going to be spa days as well. It's not all going to be about doing a whole lot of deep soul work on you. It's also going to be about releasing. And that's what's really special about this for me, because a lot of retreats, like I've been to a couple of retreats here and they have been phenomenal. But when they've ended and when you've done all the beautiful work on yourself, you go home and you go back to the same fucking craziness. You go back to the same... excuse my French, sorry, I'm trying not to swear these days. I'm so passionate about this though. You go back to the same craziness, you know, and it's almost like you don't get time to just rest, to breathe, to pause, to integrate everything into your body. All the work you've done. So the last few days is going to be about pampering. It's going to be about massages. It's going to be about spa dates, and everything's going to be done at retreat. There's going to be no tripping around. It's going to be, everything's coming to you. There's going to be, a friend of mine, Joko, I think a few of you know him, he's going to be there for a couple of days for people that want to do their own special healings. I mean, he fixed my shoulder, for instance. I had a blockage in the blood to my shoulder, and I used to get constant like headaches, and yeah, it was to do with one of my chakras, but there was also a lot of, I'm digressing, a lot of blockages there. There's going to be 24/7 days notice when you want massages. It's not all going to be about go, 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 go. It's also going to be about pampering and the luxury. It's the closest you're going to get to me, which I think is really beautiful. You're going to have me there. 24/7. I mean, it's the closest you're going to get to me. And it's not only me, remember. We're going to have a lady there that is, they call her the love priestess. She's just, oh no, we're going to go and see the love priestess. We're going to have a lady there who is like the guru of love. We're going to have another lady there that's really spiritual, like she's really spiritual. And I'm still working on a few other people, because I want this to be, this a life-changing experience. I want it to be an experience like I've had. I mean, if you looked at me even 6 months, a year ago, 2 years ago, my growth, the person I am now is the person that I was always trying to get to. It was that person that was always... it was always like I was trying to get there, you know, and then I'd do the work and then I'd end up being back down the ground. And there were days that I was on the ground. I wanted to go home, probably 8 months, 9 months ago. Ellie, when did you come here, honey? Just before you came here. I wanted to go home. I wanted to pack up and go home. Everything, it was just a time where I was going through massive breakthroughs, and it was hard. But then when I fell back into my heart again, and I actually went up to Ubud and I did a waterfall cleansing, I knew I wasn't going anywhere. And that was me breaking through to my next upper limit, that next upper limit. And it was beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to have a look at the comments. So guys, if you want some information, or should I say goddesses, if you would like some information on this, comment yes please, and I'll send you the link. It's 5 months away, so there's lots of time to plan. There's lots of time to really prepare yourself, and there's lots of time. There's too much time, actually. I want it to be next week. I want it to be next week. Yeah, so it's 5 months away, ladies, and it's really, really super, super limited. Super limited. Like, yeah, super limited, because I want it to be a place where, as well, it's intimate. It's intimate, because this is a retreat for you. This is a retreat for you to surrender, for you to release, for you to be able to have that time where I can give you a big hug, and not just when I'm on the phone. I can actually hug you, and you can come home like I did. This is a very special place, and what I've got planned is life-changing. I don't need to do a sales pitch, because it speaks for itself. It's the next level. So if you're ready, 140 days, have you got the countdown? Actually, in saying that, there's already one spot gone, isn't there, Ellie? There is actually one spot gone, so it just got even more limited. So guys, it's 5 months away. I will do payment plans. I just wanted to say that because, you know, when I came to Bali, I wasn't exactly at a place where I could afford the place I am now. You know, like when you're in Bali, you pay 20, 30 grand up front for your year rental. But I was at a place where I knew I had to be here. 4 months, stop it, you're making me laugh. 4 months and 34 days. It is 4 months and 34 days. There you go, 24 days. So there, I said 5 months, I was pretty close. So guys, thank you so much for coming on here. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really honour you for knowing that this is your time. And I'm here for you, 100% of the way. So pop yes please, and I'll get you all the information out to you. And I look forward to you sitting beside me in Bali. I look forward to it. 6 nights of luxury. God. 6 nights. I did something very similar to this too, by the way. That's why I know it works. Mine's going to be epic. All right then, guys. Comment yes, please, and I will get the information out to you. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you're watching the replay, please say hi. I know you're going to say yes, please anyway, so I can send the information. But please say hi anyway. I love to know who's come on here and watched. If you're a first-time watcher especially, that would be way cool. Oh, Hannah, I've just finished. God, it must be late in New Zealand. What is it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, probably perfect time. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Watch the replay. Watch the replay, beautiful. Yeah, I'll get it out to you, Sam, and I think there's about 3 of you to Ellie. Yeah, definitely, guys. Just yes, please, and I'll get the information out to you, honestly. if I can, I just know I've now connected to my purpose, and I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. This really is. This really is. All right, guys, love you lots. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're watching the replay, a big mwah. Oh, thanks, Sam. You know, I used to hate live streams about 2 months ago. I hated them. Look at me now. I love them. It's really bizarre. See? Up-leveling. All right, guys. I'm going to love and leave you. Love and light. And I look forward to talking to you. Brett can play with Neil. There you go. Emma, that's sorted. Those boys can go and surf and do their stuff. Any guys want to come, Neil can entertain them. No boys. This is a women's only. The boys can go and do their other stuff, bintangs and surfing. All right then, guys. Love and light. Thank you for joining me. Pop yes please below, and I'll get the link out to you. And I look forward to talking to you all more about it. See ya.